6029639, man. Call in. We talking. We talking today. All right. We are talking, Jets. We talking everything Jets, man. We talking everything Jets. We're talking about the draft. We talking about it all, man. So, the impact on the draft. We talking about trading for Matt Stafford. We talking Deshaun Watson. We even talking, Sam Darnold. I know a lot of people ready to move on from him. Let's talk about it. Brent Boyer back, man. We got a lot to talk about today. So I'm going to mute this really, really quickly, folks, and then we're going to get into the show in just a second. Hold on.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, all right? We back at it. We are back at it. We are here to talk about the Jets today. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of people hearing news around the league that, the Lions ready to move on from Matt Stafford. A lot of people want to talk about Deshaun Watson. A lot of people want to talk about the NFL changes as well to the draft. There's been some changes. Protocols have changed. Things are moving around, all right? Brent Boyer as well being retained. OBJ rumors. There's a lot to get to. But listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook. Search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. So without further ado, folks, let's go ahead and get into the show. I am fired up, okay? I'm also on iTunes as well at The Long Beach Joe Show. You search that on iTunes, it'll come up. I'm also, on Facebook. My Twitter, is at YoungJ000. You can also follow me as well on The Long Beach Joe Show. You know what I'm saying? So give it a follow. I'm also on Long Beach Joe Jets as well on YouTube. So, you know what I'm saying? Give my YouTube channel a subscribe. Please thumbs up my thumbs up my channel, thumbs up my content, thumbs up my streams. And again, please turn on your notifications as well. Also to start, I've been getting a lot of messages. I know some people don't know, but the system that I use, you know what I'm saying? I can see you when you call in. Okay. I want to get this out of the way before I get into the topics. I can see you when you call in. All right. I don't know what other people use, but here, when you guys call in, you're put into a queue. Okay. So if you're put into a queue, that means everybody will get their time. Okay. That means I'm going down the queue. I'm respecting everybody's time. When you call in, we'll talk. You don't need to call in and hang up, call in and hang up, call in and hang up. That is not how this show works. Okay. If you call in, you'll be put in a queue and then you'll be let on the show. That's how it works. You just got to wait your time. And again, we got quite a bit of callers again. You know what I'm saying? We got callers tonight. I'm going to get to everybody. Again, 515-602-9639, 515-602-9639. Call in and we will talk Jets. We'll talk about everything that we got going. All right. But I just want to let everybody know that, because I get, some people will be, oh, well, why can't I, I keep calling in 3, 4, 5 times and you don't pick up. That's not how it works. Okay. All you got to do is call in and wait your time and we get to every single person. Okay. So just be patient and we'll get to everybody. But so there's a lot of things happening in the NFL right now. And I want to really start with this Matt Stafford stuff. And then, we'll get to the callers and we'll continue to talk about everything that we got going. Listen, Matt Stafford, the Lions, they've decided to part ways amicably. Again, the Lions are in a situation right now where they're trying to move on and rebuild their franchise and figure things out. That's understandable, right? So now the Lions are looking to trade Stafford. And I had a lot of people immediately, once we were hearing about, hey, the Lions might move on from Stafford, and immediately people came to me and said, hey, Joe, what do you think? What do you think the Jets should do? Should they trade for Stafford? Should Stafford be the guy that the Jets look to, bring in the building? And I said, no. I said, no. Look, I respect everybody's take. I enjoy talking to every fan about everything. But here's the deal. Stafford's about to be 33 years old. Okay? You look at this situation, we're a football team right now that is trying our best to get younger, faster, and better. Now, Stafford can go to another team, the Niners. There's other teams that are set up for success, right? Already. We are not in the position at this point to give up capital for Matt Stafford, which the Lions reportedly are looking for a first-round pick. We're not in the space right now to give up capital for him, pay him the type of money, that he's taking, and then say, hey, we're going to move forward with this guy. I just don't think we're in that space. I think we'd be better fit to either A, trade down. For those of you that want to move away from Sam Darnold, everyone knows my stance. I would like to stick with Sam, but if we're staying with him, you'd be better off trading down, accumulating talent that way, particularly in this draft. Also, you'd be better off if you don't want to stick with Sam Darnold, you want to move on. You'd be better off drafting one of the young quarterbacks out of this draft and taking that capital again that you have and continuing forward. I just don't think that Stafford would be the right way to go. Now, I will tell you this. Since they are moving on from Stafford, and we know that, again, they'll need, quarterback help there, I think we should definitely look into, seeing what they'd be willing to give up to move up in this draft. Now, that would be interesting. That's an interesting deal, okay? But I would not be looking to trade for Matt Stafford this year. No, not me. Would not be interested. But I respect the take there. And I understand it, but it's just not for me. And so we're going to ask a lot of people these questions tonight because there's quite a bit of questions. There's also some talk about Deshaun Watson as well. Listen, Deshaun Watson, that situation's heating up. Before, we all knew he had issues with the, general manager hire. There was a lot of stuff surrounding that, where it seemed like he wanted to be involved in, the next general manager talk. He wanted to be heavily involved. The Texans didn't consult him. Those were the reports. And now, according to reports as well, they're looking at other guys for their head coaching position. And he's not necessarily happy about that either. Now, before it was, hey, Eric B was the guy he wanted. And if the Texans were somehow able to get Eric B, maybe things would settle. But now reports are coming out that that's not even going to happen. That it doesn't matter what happens. They get Eric B, they don't get Eric B, it don't matter. He's gone. That's the reports. Is that it's too much has been going on and he's ready to move forward. So we'll see what happens there. I know a lot of Jets fans are very, hyped to possibly make a move for him. Again, Deshaun Watson, I think, is a phenomenal quarterback. He's ranked, he's ranked up there at number 5. A lot of people have him 5th in the league at QB. I don't knock that. My question, though, is, hey, what kind of capital can the Jets possibly give up for this guy? Because you're going to give up quite a bit. You're going to give up quite a bit. And the other question becomes, okay, if you're giving up that type of capital to get a guy like Deshaun Watson, well, are you fit to survive that? Because this football team has no talent on it. None. We're struggling. Got a lot of issues. Lots and lots of issues. I mean, up until, this year, this draft, this free agency with Joe Douglas, things have just been a complete car wreck here for the Jets as far as roster management. I mean, it was bad, man. Oh, it was a car wreck, man. It was a complete car wreck. We couldn't get things going correctly. Mike McCagnon had mismanaged so many draft picks, so many everything, man. The big time issues here. We couldn't get anything started. I mean, it was just, you hear that motor? Just nothing. Nothing. Just couldn't get anything going here. And so we're starting to turn it around, but we still have big time issues on this football team with talent, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Not a lot of offensive weapons. Issues up front with protection as well. Offensive line, big time issues. You look at the defense, there could be big time issues there as well. There's a lot of guys that are not going to be here next year. We have issues at corner. We have no pass rusher, Marcus May, that's up in the air as well. So you got to start looking at that stuff when you're talking about trading for Deshaun Watson. You also got to talk about his cap, the type of money that he's coming with. I know this year he makes, I think, 10 or 15 million, but guess what? After that, it's 30 to 45. Can you survive that? We only got 70 million on the cap this year. And that's what all these guys, moving and shaking and getting out of here. So it's a lot to talk about, man. We also going to talk about the draft protocols as well. There's been some changes. We all know, again, I don't want no problems with YouTube. I don't want no problems, okay? I respect y'all. I don't want no smoke, okay? I'm good. But there's been some changes. They've put out a memo. They sent it to all the NFL teams talking about how to handle, things regarding interacting with players, pre-draft players, guys that are eligible for the draft, guys that are coming out. And all teams are prohibited from timing, testing, interviewing in person, or giving medical exams to any draft prospect outside of a pro day or an all-star game. That's huge. We've seen that literally rock a lot of guys' draft status. We've also seen it propel guys' draft status. And there's no combine. We've talked about in the past, combine warriors. Guys come out, look amazing in the combine. All of a sudden, they're in the first round. We've also seen guys do not so well in the combine as well, and it plummet their draft stock. We've seen that. We've seen it. You can't even have a college player at your facility, even if an NFL player invites them. There's a league-wide ban on private workouts, facility visits, dinners, and film sessions. It's crazy. This draft is serious. If you do not have a staff that is prepared as I believe Joe Douglas in our scouting department is, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of teams that are going to look at this draft and go, you know what? They're just going to throw their hands up because they're not going to be prepared. There could also be a lot of players as well that should be first round picks, should be early second round picks, sliding. There could be guys in the first round sliding. There could be guys in the second round that should be second round picks sliding. There are also guys, again, that should be, second round, low second round picks that are sliding to the third to fourth round. And we're not even talking about guys that come from small schools that are really good. Those guys, if you don't have your scouting up, you're said and done. We're also not talking about guys that opted out as well. Some guys out there that opted out too. I can see a lot of teams saying, hey, these picks, these mid-round picks, they're frivolous. They're no good. This is a crapshoot. We got to do whatever we can to move up to get the kind of talent that we need. I can see a lot of teams looking into situations saying, hey, we got to do whatever we can to get up to the surest bet. I think that does something to the value of the second pick in the first round. I truly do. I truly, truly do. So we got a lot to talk about. My boy Brent Boyer is back as well, retained by Robert Saleh. Solid move. I thought that was a beautiful move. Again, everyone kind of banged on the special teams last year. It wasn't as great, as in the past, but it was still decent. But hey, let me tell you something. Braden Mann, heck of a punter. Guess who worked with him? Brent Boyer. Actually, Braden Mann actually led some Pro Bowl voting. I think it was around the first vote. He was up there. That guy played really solidly. The kicking situation, though, as far as field goes, we got to work on that. We can get a new kicker. But, so it's good to see Brant back. I think there's some continuity there. I think he'll do well. So we got a lot of questions tonight. We got a lot of things going on. I'm going to get to the callers because the lines is filling up. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. I am taking calls. We're going to get to it. And I got a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to challenge your points as well. Also, if this is your first time listening to me, I live stream while I do my radio show. I live stream, baby. So I got a chat, and I call my chat the Savages. Why? Because they're savage. They are savage. Nobody is safe. There's no one that is safe out here. If you give takes they don't like, they're on you. They're on you. Let me tell you. They're on top of you. And they bring the fire. They bring the fire. Let me tell you something. They bring the fire, and they don't have any issues bringing it to you. So I'm going to get to my first caller now. Again, everyone, call in 515-602-9639. Respect everybody's time. I respect everybody's takes. You don't have to keep hanging up and calling in. You call in once, you'll be on the line, okay? And I'll get directly to you when I can. Please be patient. I respect everyone's time. And if this is your first time calling, even if it's not your first time calling, do not curse when you call into my show. I'll get you out of here. Fast. Faster than we fired Adam Gase. That's fast. That was fast. That was super fast. We fired that bum with the quickness. So I'm getting to my first caller. It looks like a new caller. 831. 831, I'm coming directly to you. 831. New caller, give me your name,
Hello.
where you're from. Give me your thoughts on the Jets trading for Matt Stafford. Should they do it?
I am Daniel, and I am from California. I'm a Niners fan. I don't know anything about the Jets, but I don't think they should at all. He's old. Their quarterback's really young. He has how much years on his contract? 1 more year, I believe. 1 or 2. But I don't think they should at all.
Okay. I respect that take. And as a Niners fan, and again, I have fans from all across the NFL, that call in. So again, I want to thank you for calling in. And look, I hear you. I'm right there with you. I think that, you look at Matt Stafford and the situation that he's in. I say to myself, I wouldn't want to bring him here either. But I look at the Deshaun Watson situation, and I know that there's a lot of Jets fans. I know, the Niners fans are kind of excited about him as well. What are your thoughts about the Jets possibly trading for him?
Depends what they have to give up. 2nd overall pick, is it worth it? Not really, because next year they'll have about 30 free agents. Deshaun Watson's going to have lots of money in that cap. He's going to be like Jimmy Garoppolo pretty much, times 2. And they need young players on that team. Their linemen, I know their line's old a little bit. They need wide receivers. Crowder's getting older. They need lots of young players, and they need to sign some of those players too.
Yeah, look, I hear you. You're bringing the fire right now. Now, as a Niners fan, I know you guys are looking for a QB too. You're on the outside looking in right now, and I've heard, quite a bit of Niners fans, they call in, or when I get hit up on my timeline, I get that sea of red, and they start talking about Sam Darnold. Would you like to see the Niners trade for Sam Darnold?
Better than Garoppolo. Sam Darnold's young. He would be a good quarterback, too. I would trade away Garoppolo in a 2nd-round pick for Sam Darnold. Not sure if that's good enough. They would want a first. But I like Sam Darnold a lot. I saw him play. He's a good player. Bad coach. He's had some bad coaches. Adam Gase, and I don't know who did it last year. I don't want to know who did it last year.
No, believe me, yeah. It was definitely Gase there, and that's quite a take that you have too. And so my final question for you is, as a Niners fan, you were front and center for all the greatness that was, Robert Saleh when he was there and you defensive coordinator. What do you think he brings to the table that he's going to bring to the Jets that's really going to pop for us, that's really going to turn our franchise around? What is your evaluation of him as a coach as well?
He will bring around that defense. He will sign lots of players. I would think Richard Sherman would sign with the Jets. I'm not sure if that's smart, but I think he would sign with the Jets because of Robert Saleh. And Robert Saleh would change around that defense. And then the run game maybe will change after signing the offensive coordinator, I believe, on the 49ers.
Yeah, what are your thoughts about Mike LaFleur and that Shanahan scheme? I mean, you watched that as well. Is it something that should be really beneficial for the Jets offense?
That left tackle on the Jets, he's a really good player. They'll start probably running on the left side a lot, I believe, for that run game, because he is a very good run coach. You saw what he did against the Packers last year in the NFC Championship. He just ran down their throat.
All right. Yeah. Look, I hear you, man. Listen, I want to thank you for calling in. I got to get it back to the rest of these callers. It was phenomenal to speak to you, and you have a good night, my friend.
You too. Have a good day.
Yeah, have a good one. Listen, David calling in. Look, I respect all fans, okay? I understand I got a lot of people that watch me that are, not necessarily Jets fans, that are from other, spaces, other teams. I got Giants fans that watch me too. Salute. to Clutch as well in the chat. He's a Giants fan. I got quite a bit of fans, or quite a bit of listeners, that watch that are from other fan bases, and I respect it. I like to hear that other perspective, especially, again, from the outside looking in, looking at the Jets. How do you feel about this team? What are your thoughts when you see this team on the field? How do you think that we could improve? You know what I'm saying? And again, even when they look at some of our players, like there's been a lot of talk about Sam Darnold going to the Niners. There was a lot of talk about that. So it's always great to hear from other fans. So we're going to keep getting to these lines, man. Again, my savages in the chat, keep on going off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get to y'all in just a second. I'm going to get to you in just a second. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. The lines are open. I love talking to everybody. I think I'm going to my guy, Mike from Jersey City. I think this is Mike from Jersey. Mike, what's going on, my man? Welcome to the show. Good talking to you.
What's up?
How are you feeling about the Jets possibly trading for Stafford? Is this something we should do, my man?
Look, I believe it was Daniel Jeremiah or some, Dan Overlowski or whatever.
Okay.
They mentioned if you're trying to get Watson, you should be in the sweepstakes for Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of have to agree, because I think where my mind is shifting right now is I'm just so anti-drafting a QB now. I mean, we had the pro days today. You just keep hearing more and more players that are just like showing up out of the blue, that are just looking like complete physical specimens that the Jets could use. And now that, we hired Saleh, and, it's no secret he runs a 4-3 defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Jet fans should be surprised if we do not draft a QB. And if, let's say, we either do get Stafford or Watson, or we keep Darnold and trade back, because now you need – so at 3-4, we still needed a lot of players. At 4-3, you're now going – Saleh's going to need the players that he wants to implement in order to implement his 4-3 defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we need edge. So, like, for example, Shaquille Barrett is a free agent. I would love Shaquille Barrett. I think we all saw him play this past weekend. But in the event we don't get him, then it's like, well, you kind of have to look to the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's just a plethora of this draft is loaded. I mean, this draft is so loaded, I can't remember really the last time how – if you need a offensive lineman, this is your draft. If you need a wide receiver, this is your draft. A running back, this is your draft. For sure. And we could use all of those positions if you think about it, right? So when it comes to specifically to Stafford, though, I liked what the gentleman before me said. Even as a Niners fan, I think he was pretty logical in his thinking. I understand, yes, he's 33. And whenever his contract is up, like, that might be a conundrum, if you will.
Absolutely.
But I at the same time, it's kind of like, what's the problem? Not to say that I'm so eager to win now, but at the same time, I guess I don't see the problem if you go out and get a guy like Stafford. Obviously, the grand prize is Watson, but in the case we get Stafford, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you ship Darnold off for like a second or a first. So now you have, let's say, like, Stafford's timeline with us is 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Now you have 2 to 3 years to build completely around the team. Get all the pieces you can to fill in the team. And then you go and get, like, you draft your QB. You
wait. Hold on a second, Mikey. Hold on a second. And you're giving a great take. But I got a question for you, because you're talking about shipping off Darnold. We'll get to that in just a second, because you said you want to ship him off for a first. My question is, what exactly are you giving up for Stafford? Because let me tell you something. Like you said, he's 33, but the Lions do want some compensation back, and you know what I'm saying, and some decent value as well. The rumors are a first-round pick. Are you willing to give away a first-round pick for Matt Stafford? Absolutely?
Not, but I'm also confident to know that.
You said absolutely?
Not, but I'm also confident not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
But I'm also confident enough to know that those are rumors, and I bet money that he doesn't get traded for a first.
What do you think he gets?
Maybe for like 2 seconds, 2 seconds, a back burner player, and maybe 2/3 He's not going for a first.
That's still a lot of value, though.
If Stafford,
2 seconds, 2/3, and a player.
Perhaps, but I'd rather give that up than anything in the first round. If Sam Darnold can potentially go for a first, and then they're trying to tell us that Stafford can go too. I mean, that's kind of crazy considering age and his the contract basis to it as well. So I just don't see him going for a first. So I think like everything now, it's still so early. Who knows if Darnold will go for a first? We don't even know. Like realistically, if we look at Watson, as a Jets fan, I'll personally tell you that like if they're saying okay 3 1s and like you're seeing 3 firsts and Quinnen Williams, absolutely not. I'm not making that trade. I'm not giving up Quinnen Williams or Mekhi Becton or Marcus May plus 3 firsts for Deshaun Watson. I'm just not.
Okay.
If they want 3 1s, hopefully it's like one of the ones in this first round and then a 2022 and a 23 or 2 2022s or something. I don't know. I'd consider it. But as for Stafford, I think it's not as illogical as maybe perhaps you might think it is. I mean, I think the time is now, right? The time is now. Dolphins, as our new mantra is all gas, no brakes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins are ahead of the curve. Obviously, Bills are ahead of the curve. And God forbid, one of these guys goes to the Patriots. Now New England's right back in it.
Here's my question, though. Here's my question, and I don't mean to cut in, but here's my question: is that what I feel, and I hear what you're saying, all gas, no brakes. You want to do now. But when you look at this situation, like you just brought up, at this point he's 33. He's probably really only going to be around for maybe 2 more years, if that, right? So when you look at this situation, you're giving up prime capital. You're giving up, even if you give up 2 first-round picks or 2 second-round picks and 2 third-round picks and a player, that's still great capital. Like that's unbelievable capital to get back for a guy. Aren't you putting your team-building philosophy in jeopardy for a guy that's not going to be around? I mean, how does that really better you in the long run?
No, absolutely. I mean, yes. Personally, if I had to put it on an order of 1 to 3, I'd go, okay, you want 1 Watson, 2 Stafford, 3 keep Darnold, and then, either keep the second pick and get like a Devonta Smith for Darnold or trade back, as your theory is. I don't think trading back is that bad of an idea either, right? That's what I would probably prioritize it as. So Stafford's right in the middle of the hunt. And I understand, like, at his age, I think he's like 32 or 33. So
he's going to be 33. Yeah, I think in February he's 33.
Okay, so he's going to be 35, 36 in 3 years. I mean, what? We're talking like, okay, we kind of getting our Eli Manning, I guess, but Eli Manning was efficient at 32, 33 still, right? So, I mean, take with it what you want. Yes, I wouldn't want to give him, like, renew his contract or anything, like give him like good money, but I just don't think I am so anti, like I don't understand why people think like we should draft this kid Zach Wilson at 2. Okay,
so there's no quarterback that you're willing to take in the draft at all?
Perhaps so. In the worst case scenario, so right now, like I was high on Fields. But after, like, analysis, and looking at other people's opinions of him and what he does and what he doesn't do, which is, like, he's very, like, if he's going through his reads, he really kind of, like, locked in on where's the guy supposed to go and yada, yada, yada. And we've kind of seen that with Darnold now. And so I'm so, like, afraid, I guess, as a fan. It's like, we draft one of these kids at 2, and then we go through a whole other 3 freaking years, and I have confidence in Mike LaFleur, right? Mm-hmm. So if Mike LaFleur can't get one of these kids going, then it's like, well, here we are again, 3-4 years, and this kid's not what we thought he'd be. Maybe he'd be good, but he's not look, Josh Allen, right? Mm. And so it's like, if the opportunity's there to get Watson, you obviously get it. If potentially we see what Watson goes for, and maybe you see what Darnold would go for. Maybe Stafford's stock goes down a little bit. I don't know. But, that's what I don't want, because like I keep saying, if you look at this draft of how absolutely loaded this is, and I think people are really actually are selling the Jets short. I mean, if you look at it, we really should have won 5 games this year. We really should have, right?
Well,
so let's say
that's a lot to say, though.
We should have beat the Bills in week 1.
Well,
we should have beat the Broncos. We should have beat the Patriots in the first.
Yeah, but first time around. Yeah, but we didn't get it done. I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's like if you don't get it done, you can't say we should have beat them. At the end of the day, we lost. So it is what it is. But I do respect your take and what you're saying about it. I don't necessarily agree with us getting Stafford, especially when you're talking about giving up the type of value that I think Detroit is looking for, or even the type of value that you're talking about because of his age and also his cap number 2. I'm a little bit worried about the future, but I do hear what you're saying about drafting a young guy. I know that there's a lot of people that feel kind of the same way that you do, and they're very hesitant. And so that leads me to my last question for you, and I'm going to let you have the floor, is that with all the rule changes in the NFL, the protocol right now, are you concerned about this draft going into it? Do you trust JD and the scouting staff enough to make the right decisions on players in the midst of all these changes?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's so new. It's like, I guess everyone's kind of in the same fish tank, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's going to have to adapt and overcome. But I think if anything we've seen with Saleh and all the endorsements he's had, he's the kind of guy that you want to adapt and overcome, right? Mm-hmm. And so I am confident. I mean, we saw today, like Devontae Smith didn't want his weight taken or weight, shown or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I guess he's trying to bulk up a little bit, right? So, we don't know. I am confident in them. I've never been this confident. I can't remember a time that I've been so confident going into an off season as a Jets fan, honestly. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, if I think about it, like our last good coach, right, was Rex Ryan. But when he was hired in 2009, I think it was kind of like a surprise for everyone. And I wouldn't necessarily say a surprise. I don't think it was like a blindsided surprise, but it wasn't like where the entire fan base, media, ex-players, current players were endorsing him, right? Like Saleh is now. And so I think it's just fair as fans to say, okay, we are so confident, and even if the draft isn't completely like perfect, right? It's like, okay, we got our coach. We are confident enough to say Saleh is going to be here for the long run. This is a good CEO coach that we wanted, that everyone agreed with, So I think I'm good. I'm good. Why don't you? So you don't want Stafford because of his age, I guess?
Yeah. So here's the deal. Yeah. I can answer that question. And this is right before I let you go. But and again, I want to thank you for calling in, man. It's always great to speak to you. But I don't want Stafford because of his age. Do I think that Matt Stafford is a great QB? Yeah, I think he's done great things with the Lions. I think the Lions have mismanaged their roster for years. I mean, you look at, they just fired Matt Patricia. There's been issues up there for years. They had issues running the ball for years, but he was chucking the ball around quite a bit. I think he's a great QB. I just don't think that we're the right fit. I don't. And I think it's because giving up capital, particularly in these mid rounds as well, when you look at the way that this draft is set up, like you said, there's a lot of wide receiver help. There's a lot of offensive linemen. There's a lot of guys that are going to go in that second round, that high second, or even, down into the third round that could help us. I really feel like a lot of this draft kind of mimics what we saw in the last draft, where there was a lot of wide receiver help, and we only came out of that with one wide receiver, and it hurt us. I think we can turn that around in this draft and really come out of it with multiple wide receivers or, multiple help at other positions as well, particularly if we trade down. Because all this situation, again, and we'll be talking about the rule changes to the draft all night, but I'm telling you, that second round particular, hell, even the bottom of the first round, it's going to get murky for a lot of teams. And you're going to see the difference in scouting between us and the rest of everybody else. And I think that's where we'll excel. And I think we'll be able to get a lot of steals because I think a lot of people are going to slide. But Mike, I got to get back to these callers, man. Listen, I want you to call in again, man. I love talking to you about the team, and it's always great, man. You have a good night, my friend.
Yeah, you too.
All right, peace.
Night.
Listen, that's my guy, Mike from Jersey. All right. That guy knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. We're going to keep getting to the lines again, everyone. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. We talking Matt Stafford. We talking Deshaun Watson. We talking NFL draft protocol changes. We talking about my boy Brant Boyer back in the building. We got him back in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He's back. He's back. He's been retained. He's been retained. All right? We back at it. We back at it. All right? We got a guy. We got our guy back. You know what I'm saying? He's coming back. He's going to be coaching that special team. We got some retention here. Got some guys that are going to come back. So we talking about quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? Also, OBJ rumors. Don't forget. I was the first guy talking about trading for OBJ. I'm just saying. You can go back and listen to my last live streams. The chat knows. We going to keep going. I'm going to get to my guy, E. We're going to talk about that. E, I'm coming directly to you, my man. It's good to speak to you tonight. Thank you for calling in. E, give me your thoughts on the rule changes, the protocol changes to NFL draft. Are you worried? Are you concerned that the Jets will get it wrong with all the changes? No visits, no private workouts, no facility visits, no dinners, no film sessions. Does that scare you going into this draft with the Jets' current scouting department in there?
Man, I just want to thank Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. They did the whole "we want to play" thing. Thank goodness we got a season in for college, because I don't know what we would do. I think that's a little more important than having the pro days and stuff. But it's definitely a loss for that. It sucks not having that. But good thing we got a season. But it's definitely going to be different. And you're right. This is going to really test our scouting department, our GM operation, all that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. And when you look at the situation, I'm of the mind that I think a lot of teams are going to be willing to give up more than they would have given up for the second pick in the first round because they want to get closer to the surest bet. Do you feel the exact same way?
Yeah, I could definitely see that happening, man. The thing with late in the first, you don't see too many teams coming up for a quarterback, but we got two, guys like Matt Jones, Kyle Trask, two guys, late first, second round caliber quarterbacks who, you could develop into something decent. So I think teams might want to jump up for that. Again, thank you, Blitz Boy and the Seahawks for sucking and losing. Give us the higher pick. So yeah, I'm glad we don't have the 28th pick.
No.
Blitz Boy. Go ahead, E. It's hilarious. Go ahead. Oh.
Yeah, no, that definitely, if you see a team come up for, certain players, I'd be definitely moving back. I'm always the guy that if the player you want, you really want, is there, take them there. But if no one's there, trade back. I'm cool with that. I know you're probably the number one trade back fan I've ever heard. You probably. I did a mock for my friend the other day, and on a website where they give you trade offers. So I traded back every offer I got. And if I didn't get an offer, I drafted a kicker, and I sent it to him acting like I was serious. And he was kind of confused. I think I had 14 picks for 2022, but that's how you build a team, man. Bring in some kicker competition. But yeah, man. Looking forward to this draft for sure.
Yeah. Look, I hear you. And I'm big on that. We're going to keep talking about that tonight because I think there's a possibility for us to get quite a bit of steals. I think we're going to catch a lot of teams sleeping. I think there's a lot of teams that are not prepared for what the draft is going to bring, especially again with all the new rule changes and provisions and a lot of things that are prohibited that have really helped a lot of teams in the past that they don't have anymore. So you're either going to know what this player is or you're not, because you're going to be rolling the dice. And again, I think that's going to scare a lot of football teams into wanting to give up capital, because it's like, hey, I don't value a third rounder. I don't see a guy in the third round that I could give a damn about. So I could see that. But listen, E, give me your thoughts about Matt Stafford, man, because there's a lot of fans ready to trade for him. Are you one of them?
I'm not. I think Matt Stafford's a great quarterback, but the position we're at right now, I don't think he's the right fit. I think a team like Denver, Washington, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, team like that, he's a fit for. I love the player, but I just don't see the fit for it. I actually disagree with the last caller. I think he's going to get a first-round pick plus, just because he's such a talented quarterback who's just been wasted in Detroit. But I think he's probably my third or fourth favorite option. You know, we got a lot of options at quarterback this year, but Watson's my number one. Zach Wilson's probably my number two. I'd probably honestly rather roll with Darnold than Stafford. I like Stafford. It's just his age, which he's not, crazy old. Quarterbacks tend to play till they're older, but I just don't think we're the right fit, man, for sure. But, I wouldn't be mad about it, but I 100% doubt it's going to happen.
Okay.
And like I said, he's going to go to more of a contender anyways, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I respect that take. And then my final question before I let you go is, my guy, OBJ, there's a lot of rumors flying around that the Jets could be moving for OBJ. Do you agree with that possible trade? Are you a guy that wants to see OBJ in the green and white?
No, I did not want to see OBJ, and it's not going to happen. Joe Douglas is like, he drops nothing but team captains. He's a culture guy. I hate calling players out for being, nutty and whatever, but also the dude can't stay on the field. He tore his ACL this past year. He's always hurt, it seems like. He's a good player, but look what happened to the Browns. Once he went down, they started playing much better. Like, I think you get, you don't have to trade for a receiver. Go sign like Curtis Samuel. Like, you don't even need to get an Allen Robinson. Go sign like a smaller receiver and then draft a guy or something. But yeah, don't give up. What's he trying to take like a third-round pick or something? I'd rather draft a guy who's going to stay on the field. It's not going to be a nutcase. So yeah.
I gotta.
Here we go.
Here we go. Because I gotta get after. I gotta challenge the points here. Okay, I gotta play devil's advocate. All right. Listen, I hear everyone talking about OBJ and the injury, but we've seen players come back from ACL injuries and be fine. This is a guy that put up big-time yardage with big-time plays in the league before he went down. We don't have a number one wide receiver at all. We all know that, okay? We know that the Browns are probably going to be looking to move him this offseason, like you said as well, with that contract. They're having issues in their cap as well. Why would the Jets not want to give up a third-round pick for OBJ? How does that hurt us? E? Why not make the move to partner him with, if you're bringing in a young QB, that's his number one, or even if you continue with Stafford, that's his number one. You now have an elite offensive weapon with OBJ. Why can't you do that?
I just think there's better options out there. Sign Allen Robinson. I know he's going to be expensive. But
very expensive.
He's better than OBJ probably. But yeah, obviously he's going to cost a ton. But forget Watson, man. The way it's looking on social media, he might take a pay cut. But no, I just think I don't know what the details are with Odell's contract, but I just think there's better options out there, man. But I wouldn't hate it. I don't. Do you see it happening? Like Joe Douglas, who always preaches culture and stuff, he seems like a pain to deal with. Which,
here's the deal.
I always hear athletes being called like nutcases and stuff, and I rarely agree with it. But with him, it's
listen. Here's the deal. I understand people calling him a prima donna. I'm gonna get to to my savages in a second. They're going off. I understand people calling him a prima donna. I get it. Guess what? All wide receivers are prima donna. Yeah, all receivers are prima donna. You can name very few wide receivers that are big time number one guys that don't have some type of it's all about me. It's all about me. I want the ball in my hands. I want to make plays. All right. And let me tell you something. Look, I get the injury, but again, ACL injuries are not career injuries like they used to be back in the day. I've seen guys come back and play extremely well after them. And again, OBJ is not a guy that's there's been some questions about, him as far as being a teammate, especially with the Giants, but we never hear about OBJ being out of shape. We never hear about OBJ not giving it his all. And we never hear about OBJ not be going out there and cook corners. And we need offensive weapons like never before. Okay. So let me tell you, I told y'all, I've been talking about this. You can go back to my last videos and my streams. I talked about trading for a third round pick for OBJ. And I think the Browns would be able to do it. I think the Browns would be willing to do it, and get it done. But listen, I hear your take, E. But I got to get back to these calls, my man. It was great to speak to you tonight. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you. I love connecting with you about these Jets, all right? So you have a good night, my friend.
Yeah, last thing, I'll trade for OBJ if Josh Norman signs with Buffalo, because we could bring back the rivalry, and that would be hilarious.
All right. All right, you have a good night, E.
All right, good night, man.
All right, peace. Listen, E be calling in. He know his stuff. He knows his stuff. We can agree to disagree, But let me tell you something. I've been talking about OBJ for a long time. Go back and check it. You know what I'm saying? I've been talking about it for quite a bit. We're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. I want to hear everyone's take. Everyone's take tonight. And I'm going to listen to everybody. I respect everybody. You do not have to call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. Call in and hang up. Okay? If you call in, you're in a queue. I can see you. You don't have to call in and hang up. And if you're on the line listening, okay, and I don't know your name, okay, because I do remember people's numbers. If I don't know your name, I'm going to call out your area code. You need to know what your area code is, okay? I'm just saying all these things in response to a person that was very confused about how to call into my show in the past. So I want to make sure you're not confused anymore, all right? I love and respect everybody. I'm a Jets fan just like everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the people that aren't Jets fans, again, thank you for calling in. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep getting to these lines. I'm going to my guy, Mike from Bay Shore. Hold on. My dude, Mike from Bay Shore. I already know he's going to bring it, bro. I already know. Can you hear it? The fire is here. The fire is here. I already know.
Big
Mike.
Joe, what's up, player?
Bruh,
What's
Mike.
up, player?
Mike. Mike, how's it going? How's your night? Thank you for calling in.
It's going.
Give me your thoughts about the Jets possibly trading for Stafford.
If you're on, can't do it.
Okay.
Can't do it. Can't do it. I would love him maybe in like 2009, 2010, but just can't do it right now. There's really no need. He's probably going to go to Indianapolis or New England, possibility to San Francisco, but there's no need.
Okay.
We got to start on the young side. Whether we keep Sam Darnold or not, that's the big question mark. Now, we haven't been in a situation like this in years. Whether we keep Sam, trade out of the number 2, we are going to get a boatload of picks.
Mm-hmm.
Other option, we go for Deshaun Watson. But let me tell you, if we don't get Deshaun Watson and the Miami Dolphins grab him, we're going to be in trouble in this division. We're going to be in trouble. And
Are we?
We're going to be in big trouble.
Are we, though? If we take those picks in the draft, if we trade down, like you just said, get those picks in the draft and acquire a bunch of talent, how much trouble are we going to be in? We'll have corners to defend. We'll have a pass rusher to chase him around. Do we need to be scared with that? And that leads me to my next question for you is, you look at these NFL draft protocols, they've changed. You can't do a lot of the things that you used to do in the past with these draft guys pre-draft outside of a pro day and an all-star game. There's a lot of question marks about a lot of guys as well going into this draft. Give me your thoughts about this situation. Are you comfortable? Do you trust JD and the coaching staff to make the right decision, drafting players in the midst of all this?
Oh, man, 100%, man. Big Joe D got this, man. Can you imagine Mike McCagnon or John Isnick? John Isnick has 12 picks. Not one of them are in the NFL right now. Come on, man. I mean, we got Joe D and his staff. I got it, man. These guys are already on the bowl, man. If you look at that scouting, I mean, they have like 12 people on that scouting team, man. And I'm telling you, man, they made a mistake with Morgan. They shouldn't have drafted another quarterback. I would have loved another, I don't know, maybe another running back. You know me in the running game.
Oh yeah,
I'm all about the run game. Not sure. I'll be watching Najee this weekend, my man. I'll be watching my man Najee.
Every week, let me tell y'all something. Every damn week.
Here we go.
Every week, Najee Harris, right? He finds some way to get Najee Harris's name on this program. It never fails. But you know what, Mike? Are you taking Najee Harris at 23?
Oof. Hell no.
Listen to
the
it.
No. Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
Look at
to the no.
Mike.
You got me. I can't lie.
Oh my
You
God.
got me. I can't lie. No,
Mike.
But
Mike.
I take him in the second round, though.
Oh,
I
my.
take him in the second round.
Mike, you are literally the Najee Harris fan base, okay? You call in, you talk about the dude 24 hours a day.
That's so high. That's so high.
That's so high, but
though, man. That's 23.
You tell me every week how amazing he is. Joe, he can do it all. Joe, I love the way he catches the ball. Joe, I think he can run like the best of them. Joe, he's going to be a great pro. Joe, I'm telling you, he's extremely talented. And then I asked you, I say, Mike, what about 23? We need a running back. Right, you didn't tell me. Oh no, we don't need. No. I don't want to touch I don't want to touch Najee at 23. What's the deal, Mike?
Let me defend my case here.
I'm just messing with you. Go ahead. What's the deal, Mike?
No. If we trade out of that number 2, keep Sam Darnold, Najee at 23, I'll buy the jersey the next day.
Finally. I just had to get after you, Mike. I understand. You know, I'm not the biggest guy that wants to take a running back at 23.
You got to bring the A game on this show,
but my next question for you, Mike, is that when you talked about trading down, and that's one of my big things as well. Right. I'm a guy that looks at it and says, hey, you know, I want to move down as well. And I look at this situation and I say that I think that teams would be more willing to give up more capital now that with these rule changes, because they can't do as much to really figure out figure these players out and really understand what makes a lot of them tick. You know, getting a full background on these players is going to be pretty tough when you can't time a guy, you can't test him, you can't have dinners with him, you know, all kinds of stuff. You can't do film study. Are you of that exact same belief that we could end up getting more now because we have the second pick in the first round than we did before these rule changes?
Absolutely, because the draft starts at number 2. We all know who Jacksonville's picking. Mm-hmm. This draft is so important. It starts at number 2. And whatever the Jets may do and what they're going to get, I mean, keep an eye. I think Atlanta's going to keep Matt Ryan. I don't see why you would get rid of him. You know, I think Arthur Smith has a good game plan set up for him. But it's keep an eye on Detroit, man. All eyes on Detroit. Teams that really need quarterbacks, and it's a lot of them. But again, you know, you got to look at the free agency. This is going to be the most craziest offseason in NFL history. And you add in Deshaun Watson, that is the biggest trade ever in the NFL.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah. You speaking the absolute truth.
We got number 4 waiting for him.
You speaking the absolute truth, man, because I don't think I can't think of a time where there's been a franchise quarterback in the prime of his career with, you know, guaranteed you know exactly what he's going to be making because he's signed, with the type of talent, a 3-time Pro Bowler. I don't think there's ever been a guy like that on the market open for a trade, or what is supposed to be a trade. I don't think the Texans will get rid of him, to be completely honest, but the simple fact that this is even being entertained is insane to me. But my final question for you before I let you go is, what are your thoughts about Brent Boyer being retained by Robert Saleh? You know, how do you feel like he fits in with the staff, and do you like the fact that he's brought back and kept?
Well, he's brought back. I love that there's no bias. It was based on his production, and he's a great special teams, and that's what I like. This was all not because these are guys that have proven in the NFL that they make players produce at such a high level. And now he didn't bring in one of his. He brought it. He said, "You know what, man? I like what this guy does. We're going to bring him back." Yeah. Players respond to him. Everything, man. Like, you know, the caller earlier. You know, you have to be excited as a Jets fan because we finally have a plan. We finally have a coach where, you know, I love Richard Sherman. I don't know what people hate on Richard Sherman. Let me tell you, man, he's one of those smartest players in the league.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I mean. And let me tell you, he'll be wearing green. He'll be wearing green. And if you can get a Richard Sherman on this squad, okay, just like when, you know, we got Bart Scott, we got Jim Leonard, you know, we got LaDainian Thompson, you know, when you grab them, players are like, man, this is something good going on here. Mm-hmm. We can probably maybe even get an Allen Robinson. Yeah. We maybe even try to get a Galladay. Yeah. We maybe even try to get a nice pass rusher out of Dupree. You get Dupree for cheap because of that ACL. Maybe even grab Judon. So there's a lot of possibilities here, man. I'm really excited about the coaching staff, you know, and man, gosh, man, I've been this happy, man, in a long time being a Jets fan.
Facts. Listen, Mike, I got to get back to the rest of these callers, my man. I want to thank you for calling in. I want you to have a good night, my friend.
You too, man. Appreciate the show, brother.
All right, you have a good one. Thank you. Listen, Mike calling in from Bay Shore. I'm going to keep getting to these lines. Salute to everybody in the chat. If you're watching me, again, please thumbs up my stream. Subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications as well. It's greatly appreciated. I'm going to keep getting to these lines. I'm going to my guy Steve next. Going to my guy Steve, man. Steve, welcome to the show, my friend. It's good to speak to you tonight. Steve, are you trading for Matt Stafford?
No, I'm not, Joe. And
why?
Thank you very much for having me on the show tonight.
Thank you. You're welcome. Why, Steve? He could be a bridge quarterback. Why are we not taking Stafford?
The thing is about Matthew Stafford is, Joe, which is this. I mean, it's just I don't feel comfortable where he's at now in his league. In the league now, I think he's completely washed up now. And it's just I want the team to be young. Like, I don't want this team to get old really quickly.
Okay, look, and I hear you, Steve. I don't know, if he's washed up, but I respect your take. You look
I'd
at this.
rather trade for Deshaun Watson than trade for Matthew Stafford.
Well, let's go there, Steve. You want to trade for Deshaun Watson? What are you willing to give up? Are you willing to give up 4 first rounders?
Not 4 first rounders. Like, I would definitely give up maybe if Houston is really desperate. I mean, if we do, I would want to give up like our first pick of the second overall pick to them. But the thing is, like, another pick I would probably also give up would be not. Maybe Seattle's 3rd round pick as well that we have. Like, I would give them our 2nd overall pick and the 3rd round pick that Seattle has. It's just, the thing is, Joe.
So you only want to give up 1 first round pick and a 3rd round pick for Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
That's it? Okay. Well, I don't know if I don't think that gets you Deshaun, but I respect I respect you standing firm in your take there.
That's the only. This is the thing, Joe.
Talk to me.
I'm not trying to be cheap. I'm not trying to be cheap or anything. I mean, and don't get me wrong about Deshaun Watson. I think Deshaun Watson is phenomenal, and I think he's tremendous. But the thing is, my only biggest issue is how expensive is he going to be? Because I know the Texans are going to want a lot in return. Mm-hmm. I mean, listen. If Bill O'Brien was still the GM of that team, we would honestly steal from them. Okay? Yeah. But now that they have a new general manager, I don't know what they're going to do. It's just, the thing is, listen, it's definitely going to be a conversation about it when that time in the middle of March comes up. But we're going to see what happens.
Yeah. Look, and I hear you there, Steve. Now, you talking about, Deshaun Watson, you want to trade for him. That means you'd have to get rid of Sam Darnold. What exactly do you think you could get for him on the open market?
Oh, I mean, if we had to trade Sam Darnold, I don't know if we would trade him to Houston, but at least because honestly, Sam Darnold is not really worth a first-round pick. I would say he's more worthy of a third-round pick as well, like maybe 2 third-round picks, one for 2021 and then 2022 as well. So,
okay, Steve. Steve's bringing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but but let me just tell you something, Joe. I got to tell you something. What happened though this past Sunday, before the AFC NFC Championship game, I was so happy Buffalo got eliminated because, after when their fan base stole Robert Solomon's catchphrase, no, all gas, no brakes. Oh my God, that pissed me off so much when they did that. And let me tell you something. My God, I am so glad that they're not going to the Super Bowl from what they did.
Steve is, he's talking right now. I respect this. I respect this. Steve is letting the Bills fans know he did not appreciate the nonsense. I respect that. I respect it. Steve is green all the way. I respect that, Steve. My final question for you, Steve. You've had a heck of a call, my friend. What are your thoughts about Brent Boyer being retained by Robert Saleh? How are you feeling about that, my man?
Yeah, no, it's good. I'm really, really happy about that because he's definitely been a really, really good special teams assistant, and he's a very good special teams coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, everybody is all saying, like, even if the Jets, you know, like, make all these moves, everyone all says, well, the Jets are still going to suck in 2021. I always said, hey, listen, it's going to depend on what happens in the season. You know, I mean, everybody's all talking about, like, that they're still going to suck in 2021. Listen, it's going to depend on what happens in free agency and this draft coming up.
Yeah, it does. It does. Listen, Steve, I want to thank you for calling in, my man. It's always good to speak to you. You called in with the fire tonight, all right? You have a good night, my friend.
Yeah, no problem, man. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Listen, Steve calls in, man. He calls in, and when he calls in with the fire, and I respect it. He stood firm. He's not a guy that wants to offer too much for Watson. I don't know if that first round pick and just a third, I don't know if that's going to get you, Watson. I don't think that's going to get him, but I do respect his take. I absolutely respect his take, and he stood up for the Jets. He was not appreciative of what the Bills did with the all gas, no brakes. He wasn't appreciative of it. I respect it. I respect that for Steve. So we're going to keep getting to these lines again, everyone. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639. Call in. When you do call in, I can see you. All right. You're in a queue. So just wait your turn and everybody will get on. We're going to keep going to these lines. And again, if this is your first time calling in, even if it's not, do not call in cursing on my show. I'll get you out of here fast. Okay. Fast. Fast. All right. Faster. Then we got Adam Gase out of here.
Here we go.
That was fast. That was super fast. All right. So now we're going to my guy, Jason. Jason, I'm coming directly to you, my man, 661. Jason, how are you feeling tonight? It's good to speak to you. Thank you for calling in. What are your thoughts about the Jets possibly trading for Stafford?
First thing, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a wonderful night and all. And to be honest, trading for Stafford should not even been a talk. This should not be a talk because we have so many other options. I will ever trade for Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun because I'm hearing Rodgers may be on his way out of the Packers. So I will ever trade for him at least or Deshaun Watson than Matthew Stafford.
Okay. How much are you willing to give up for Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson, maybe like two. The most is probably like the 3 first rounders.
That's the most you're willing to give up? What if they ask for 2 second rounders and 2 third rounders?
2 second, 2 third. Well, we could do that. That would be okay. If they want just 2 second, 2 thirds, I would take that.
No. The 3 first rounders plus 2 seconds plus 2 thirds. Are you doing that?
Ooh.
That's a quick. Listen.
I will not be doing
listen. That is. I'm here. I'm here talking that talk, Jason. I'm here talking that talk all night. All right.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. All right. At the end of the day, this guy is the number 5 ranked quarterback in the league. Number 5 ranked quarterback in the league. Okay. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. He's 25, going on 26. You know what his contract is. He's making, what, 10 to 15 million this year or whatever. Then he's making 30. Then he's making 45. And he's in the prime of his career. Can you please tell me, you know, you got to give that up. Are you taking it or are you leaving it?
I'm not taking it because there's one reason why. Look at the Chiefs. It doesn't matter if he's a top 5 QB. If you're going to try to sell me that he's going to somehow beat the top offense like the Chiefs, because in order for us to go to the Super Bowl, we have to go through the Chiefs. And just with Deshaun, with the stuff we're going to have to give up for to get Deshaun, and we may get like 1 or 2 a great free agent player, that isn't going to be enough to fit, not enough to go through the Chiefs.
Okay.
So
Look, I hear you. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. You basically are saying you'd like to see the Jets be able to build around, a quarterback. I hear what you're saying right there. You're saying you look at the Chiefs, they're a complete, team pretty much. They have a complete offense. They got Kelsey, they got, Hill, they got, just various weapons along to go with Patrick Mahomes. And you're saying, hey, if it was Patrick Mahomes there and nobody else, they wouldn't be as great. And that's what you would kind of have here with Watson if you wasn't allowed to get any more capital as far as, trade or as far as picks. You wouldn't be able to pick up any other players. I respect that take. I respect you wanting to surround a quarterback with weapons via the draft where the talent is young and cheap, and that you want to make sure that they have all the options available as far as weapons that they need to succeed here. I respect that take right there. I respect that take and I like it. So I like that take right there. So moving forward, because we're talking a little bit about the draft, what are your thoughts about some of the rule changes that we're seeing with the draft as well? You can't have, facility visits, dinners, film sessions, stuff like that. Do you trust that the Jets staff will still be able to make the right decisions as far as picks, even with, everything that's going on with the rule changes and protocol changes?
Well, with me, it's been very interesting because there's some yeses and there's some nos. Yeses, look at Bryce Hall. He was supposed to be last year, he was supposed to be like a day one starter, but we got him like on the fifth round because then no one know what was his injury. Mm-hmm. So this could work for us. It could work with us, and it has worked for us. But the problem is, Joe Douglas has made some head scratchers. Look at Joe Morgan, the QB. Look at the left guard. I forgot his name right now, but
Clark.
He hasn't even started. Yeah, Clark hasn't even started a game. Mm-hmm. And there's been a couple of picks where it's been weird, or it's like, oh, that wasn't a good pick and all. So, yeah. But again, it has flipped, and there's been times where it said yes, it has worked for us.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle. It's a yes and no. So it could go any way.
Okay. Look, I respect that. Listen, Jason, I want to thank you for calling in tonight. I got to get back to the rest of these callers. You have a good night, my man. That was a heck of a call from you. That was a heck of a call.
Man.
All right,
Yes, walk this.
Absolutely. You have a good one, all right? Listen, Jason calling in with the fire. I'm going to keep getting to these callers, all right? Keep getting to these callers. 443, we're coming directly to you. 443, give me your name, where you're from. I know you're a new caller. Give me your name, where you're from, and what are your thoughts about this upcoming draft with all of the rule changes?
How you doing, Joe? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, as far as the rule changes go, look, that's my reason for, and I'm gonna get to Deshaun Watson in a minute.
Okay.
But that's why number one, I trust Joe Douglas. I trust Joe Douglas and his staff to make the right decisions. So later on in the draft, to get, like you said, those hidden gems, those people going to be slipping, and just like you said. Now, as far as the rule changes go and the draft, that's why I feel that we should trade for Deshaun Watson. He's a proven commodity. We're not sure. Bill Parcells used to say all the time that people with potential, that means they ain't done nothing yet. With Justin Fields, Jack, we're not sure what we're going to be getting. Okay, that's number one. Now the previous caller, with all due respect to him, he's talking about Kansas City. We got to get out of our own division. We got Josh with Buffalo. Mm-hmm. Miami. If we don't act on Deshaun Watson, Miami will. Try getting out of the division with Deshaun Jackson and Josh Allen.
Yeah,
and we don't got no quarterback.
But here's the question. And again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for calling in. You're bringing the fire early. I hear what you're saying, and a lot of people are concerned about him going to Miami. It's scaring a lot of Jets fans. But the problem with that fear, the problem with allowing that fear to motivate you to mortgage your future is, if you look at what Miami did, and the reason why they're set up to possibly get him and still be good is because they did their rebuild correctly. If you look at what Miami did, they literally started their rebuild like 2 years ago. I think it was like 2, maybe 3 years ago, right? And they built around that team. They traded off all their talent. They got rid of a lot of guys. I remember they beat us with basically a bare bones squad. One of the first time the Gays played them, they shellacked us. Right now, they went into their rebuild. They rebuild correctly. They have talent. They have guys on there that can make plays and do their things. And now they have the extra capital to be able to trade for him. While we, on the other hand, have been in a rebuild for 7 years. You know, you look at our draft capital, there's so many guys that have busted out from our drafts. It's insane. What was it, like 2015? None of those guys are even here anymore. You know, guys like Darren Lee and Christian Hackenberg and all those guys aren't even here to produce. So we have so many holes on this football team because we did not invest our capital correctly. The question is, can we even afford to trade for Deshaun Watson? Because even if we do get him, how do we surround him with talent?
Joe, yes,
I'm listening.
Yes, we do. And I'm going to go on ahead and because I used to look at some of your earlier broadcasts. You know, we can, because look at it like this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you trade Deshaun Watson for a first-round draft pick and a safety? Because basically that's what we're doing. We trading our first. You wanted to get rid of Jamal Adams for so long.
That's a fact.
I used to hear you preach, and everybody was saying you was crazy. You know, but you was right. We got rid of Jamal Adams. We got 2 first-round draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we're trading our overall second. That's a 3 first-round draft picks.
Well, I have
then
a question.
A second, if they want us to sweeten the deal, a second-round draft pick, and we're going to trade Sam Darnold, which I believe we should get a second round. So we're not really hurting ourselves.
Wait, I got a question though. Hold on a second.
You make the right decision.
No, listen, I hear you. Here's the question though. You're right. I did want to trade Jamal Adams for years, and people told me I was an idiot when I said that. But we saw how everything worked out. I'm not here to slam people. I love, going back and forth with Jets fans. But here's the problem. Well, here's what I'm going to challenge your take at. What you're saying is when you talk about trading a safety and getting the value back and trading it for a franchise-changing quarterback, that's an issue right there because that value, the logic in that value doesn't make sense, right? You think trading a box safety, we got 2 first-round picks for. Well, how does that equate to trading for a franchise-changing generational talent at QB? Box safeties are completely devalued in this league. Hold on a second. Box values are completely devalued in this league, right? That's not a position of impact. Well, you have a generational quarterback that is literally ranked number 5 in the league. He's been to 3 Pro Bowls. You know exactly what you get for him, or not. You know exactly what you're getting when you get him, right? As far as contract, you know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to come in and play well. Why would the Texans only take 3 first-round picks? Why would they take Sam Darnold? When I ask, and I'm asking you this, why would they? Because I know you said you throw Sam Darnold in the deal as well. Why would they take that deal? How does that benefit them?
No. Okay, no, you misunderstood me. We don't trade Sam Darnold to the Texans. What we do is we go on ahead and we trade Sam Darnold to another team that might maybe San Francisco to recoup the second round pick that we're going to go on ahead and get. Because you're right, we're starting at 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Now what I'm saying is Jamal Adams, because we're not really losing out for trading for Deshaun, just giving up 3 first-round picks. Because basically we're trading a safety and our overall our first-round pick, which is the second overall pick, which is worth more than a first-round pick. Points-wise, so we're trading. I'm looking at we're trading our overall second-round pick, which is worth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Jamal Adams, okay, a second-round pick, which that will recoup from trading Sam to somebody like San Francisco or Pittsburgh or another quarterback, somebody that can work with him. And then,
but why would they give you a second-round pick?
Have to give up.
My question is, why would a team give you a second-round pick for Sam Darnold?
Because Sam Darnold isn't talented. Adam Gase has messed him up, and you said that in
You're right.
In your previous broadcast, a
I
million
did.
times.
I did, but my question is,
Somebody
I
else
need you to answer.
Sam's going to go someplace else this time.
Yeah, but I need you to answer why would they give up a second round pick for him? You're right. I do. I think that Sam Darnold is extremely talented. But when people challenge my point, they say, okay, yes, he's extremely talented, but he's also ranked 32nd in the league. So technically he's the worst quarterback in the league. He's also thrown 37 interceptions as well in his career in time here. So why would a team give you a second round pick for him?
Okay, maybe a third round pick. Joe Douglas could take it. Oh, I'm conceding your point.
No.
Go ahead.
My last point for Deshaun Watson is you keep saying, look, that 10 million, and then 30 million, then 40 million. And relatively speaking, that's going to be cheap later on once these other quarterback deals start coming up. Because that got to get paid. Other people going to these contracts for quarterback contracts are going to blow up out of the roof. And when you got Deshaun for 35, 40 million, that's going to be pretty cheap.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that because I mean you're right. The contracts are definitely going north. But listen, my friend, what is your name again? I'm sorry. Can you give me your name again?
Freddie from Baltimore.
Freddie, listen, Freddie from Baltimore.
Yeah.
I need to hear more from you, my friend. When I have my shows, I need you to call in. I love speaking to you, man. You're a Jets, all right?
All right.
All right, you have a good night, my friend.
I'm glad.
All right.
You too, brother.
Freddie calling in. Listen, I love speaking to my Jets fans. I do. They're fellow friends just like me, my man. Just like me. I'm going to keep getting to these lines. We got quite a bit of callers. But listen, I love everybody, but I'm going to challenge your points. This is debate. This is all about going back and forth. And I love talking to Jets fans. We got time left, so I'm going to just continue to hit these lines. 917, I'm coming directly to you. 917, give me your thoughts about the Jets retaining Brent Boyer. How are you feeling about that? What are your thoughts on him being brought back?
Yo, I think it's good. Yo, what's going on, Joe? This Venom G's. Again.
Oh, Venom G's. Bruh, Venom G's. You already know. Listen, Venom G's. Savage! He's a savage! He's a savage, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, Venom. Tonight is a night. We on something different, Venom. Don't call in with your grandpa takes. I don't want to hear no logic around here. All right? I need fire from you. I need craziness. That's what I need tonight from you, Venom. I need you want to trade 5 first-round picks for Watson. I need to hear that.
This is what got us in the position we in now, man. I can't give you those type of picks, man. That type of take, man. I'm trying to see what's best for the team, man. I'm Joe Douglas. I'm putting on my Joe Douglas hat right now.
Oh, man, here we go.
Yo, I hear everybody talking about all these quarterbacks, though. I hear everybody talking about Watson. I hear all these quarterbacks being tossed around. Yep. I think we should just stay away from him and stick with Sam, man. I think, he's a first-round pick. Like everybody said, the organization did him a disservice, man. Let's see what he got. We don't have no money to waste with it, man.
Oh my!
Just let him play this year out, see what he got under this new team, and just see what we got. So many holes in this team. Anybody you put back in, is it going to look good?
Come on, Venom. Come on, Venom.
All right, Joe. All right, I'm gonna give everything up for Deshaun Watson, and then we're gonna look at Deshaun and say, hey, everybody we bring here, look at what we did with Le'Veon. He was great. Everybody's screaming for him now. He's trash. Now everybody we get that's good that comes here just because the organization isn't ran properly. They come here and they look horrible, man. So we can't keep doing the same thing.
All right, Venom. I was hoping that some craziness. You got to give me some. All right, well, Venom, give me your thoughts on this then, since you want to be all logical, and we got to be all logical tonight, and everybody just got to talk straight football. We can't have no fun around Grandpa Venom. I guess that time's over. What are your thoughts about, just messing with you, man, what are your thoughts about this situation now with the draft? Because you talked about, bettering this football team through the draft. You look at this situation, and there's a lot of things that have been changed. Protocols have changed. A lot of ways that you have to scout or deal with, testing these players have changed. Do you trust that Joe Douglas and his staff is going to be able to, wade the water in this mist? Because there's a lot of guys that could be sliding. There's a lot of guys that, teams are going to be confused about how to move forward with. There's going to be a lot of guys that, teams might want to stay away from. Do you trust JD and the staff to make the right pick?
Heck yeah, I do. Heck yeah. All you got to do is put on tapes. Call colleges, get their tapes, evaluate these players, see what they did over the last 3-4 years, or even 2 years if they've been in that long, and just see how it's going through their tapes. And if they're consistently good through all the games that they play, you got a gem. If not, then you got to second guess that. But I think Joe Douglas and the team will do a good job. I just don't want to spend all this capital on one quarterback and, lose what we can be building right now.
Yeah. No, I respect that, Venom. I respect that. My last question for you is, before I let you go, you brought the fire tonight. I'm not going to lie about that. You did. You brought the fire. We'll give you, we'll give that to you. We'll give it to him. Go ahead. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Always logical. We can't get no, crazy takes out of Venom. You know what I mean? He gonna give us that stick to the draft. Joe Douglas talk,
I'm gonna give you one on the draft.
Yeah.
Let me give you one on the draft.
Are you trading for OBJ? That's the question. Are you trading for OBJ, Venom? That's the final question for you.
Hell no. Hell to the no to the no.
What?
No,
Are you serious? Not even for what? Are you serious, Venom?
Hell no. To the no.
He said no.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
Listen, Venom, a third-round pick?
I'm just saying this. I'm just saying it.
Okay, go ahead.
Third-round pick, Joe. Look at how he treated Eli. Look at how he treated Baker. Who wants that crazy guy on their teams telling me, give me the damn ball? Yo, you don't want that with Sam if he's going to stay. You don't want that kind of headache on your team. You want somebody that's going to be like, all right, I know it's a process. Let me trust the process. Once I get my 2-3 catches, you don't want him to be a headache on the field, man.
Yeah.
Because look, he can go kick stuff. He kicked the goal post and all that, screaming, saying Eli wasn't good enough. He wasn't getting him the ball. He didn't have a good arm. He goes to Cleveland, and then look how he's treating Baker, screaming at Baker. We don't need that here.
Okay.
Get him out of here. We don't need him. Get somebody that's young that sees things the way you see it. Like he was saying, get somebody that is like Joe Douglas building a culture, not somebody that's a loose cannon like that. And he's always hurt. Every year there's something with him.
Okay. Look, I respect
I'd rather
that.
get somebody that we just been through that. We just been through that with what's his name? Desir was hurt, and we have other players that just can't stay on the field. So we just be like, Perryman was the same way. He couldn't stay on the field. Productive, it will be the same thing.
All right, Venom. All right. Listen, Venom, I want to thank you for calling in tonight. It's always good. It's always good to mess with you, man. You know your stuff. Heck of a Jets fan. Yeah. You know his stuff, man. Listen, Venom, I want to thank you for calling in, my man. I got to get back to the rest of these callers. You have a good night, all right?
Yo, Joe, just one second.
Yeah.
You just got to let us know when you on other channels, man, so I can keep you. I don't want to see you the next day and be like, oh, he was on there. Let us know. Give us a heads up, bro.
All right. Look, okay, listen, I hear you. I got a lot of people trying to get after me about these things. I do collabs when I can. People hit me up. They want me to do collaborations. If anybody's watching and, you want me to do a collaboration with you as a Jets fan, I don't have no issues with that. But okay, yeah, I'll tweet it out a little bit more or something like that. But All right.
Yeah,
You got me, Venom.
You caught me off guard.
Yeah, I did. I did. You know, I'll pop up.
You have a good night.
All right, you have a good night. Venom G's calling in. Venom knows his stuff, man. Venom knows his stuff. I call him Grandpa Venom. He always call in with a logical take. Me, I'm crazy, man. I get crazy, okay? I get nuts around here, all right? I get absolutely crazy. I'm out of my mind. I just say a bunch of crazy stuff. That's just me. But we're going to keep getting to these lines. Salute to Venom, though. Straight savage. And salute to all the savages in the chat as well. We're going to keep getting to these lines. 916-916, I'm coming directly to you. I want you to give me your name, where you're from, and give me your thoughts on the Jets possibly trading for Matt Stafford.
It's Leon. And,
Leon from the chat? Is this my guy, Leon?
Stafford, I'm going to say, yeah.
Oh, savage.
What's up, sir?
Come on, bro. You already know. You gotta say it. You gotta. Savage. Another one calling in. My guy Leon. Leon, give me your take, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so Stafford, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say hell no. Can I say hell?
Yeah, you can say hell. I'll give you that. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm gonna say hell no, Stafford. I mean, he's like what, 33? You said?
Yeah, he's gonna be 33 in February. Yep.
See, that's like a Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think we need some young energy here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
We need some energy. We need someone like Deshaun Watson or something to bring some energy to this building. I mean, we already got Mr. Clean, Mr. Sala. We got freaking the Mountain from Game of Thrones, Joe Douglas here. We're savage.
Yeah.
We become savage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Become a savage team and stuff. Tough.
Yeah, look, I hear you there, and I respect your take. But when you look at this situation, you talking about you interested in Deshaun Watson. What is the most that you're able? What is the most that you'd be willing to give up for Deshaun Watson? And Leon, come on, talk to me, man.
See, that's always been my problem with him. I think we're gonna have to give up way too much for him. You know what I mean? I always thought about Darnold staying here and stuff because I think he would fit that West Coast style, like I said. Mm-hmm. And Watson, we'd give up so much.
Okay.
You know, our team would literally have nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like we'd have nothing for the draft and stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, we could go into free agency, but there's not that many options there either.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hear you. And again, in free agency, it gets pricey, especially when you look at all the neat things we need. A lot of them are impact positions. You try to play for a pass rusher in free agency, boy, you're going to pay out your nose. You want to pay a corner in free agency? Y'all know how much Byron Jones is making? It's insane. That guy's making insane money. And don't even talk about some of the wide receivers in free agency as well. We've seen them get costly. So I respect that take too, Leon. Now, my final question before I let you go is, what are your thoughts about Brent Boyer being retained by the Jets? How are you feeling about that, man?
I mean, he has survived everything. The Thanos snap, 2 snaps, Gase, and
he said the Thanos
he survived
snap.
all of it. I think...
No.
One of these. It was one of these. It was one of these right here. And they still couldn't get rid of him. Talk that talk, Leon. You said he survived it all.
There's got to be something special about him then. You know what I mean? Like if he stayed this long with 2 bad coaches and stuff, I mean, there's something special about him, and there's something that Sala likes. So I trust Joe Douglas and Sala to bring in a good team.
Yeah. Okay, Leon,
so
listen.
I'm glad he's back.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, thank you for calling in. I got to get back to these callers. We're rolling through. Listen, Leon, I want to hear from you more often. This is your second time you calling in. Every show, I need to hear from you, my man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, you have a good night, man. Listen.
You too. Thank you.
Leon calling in with the fire. I'm going to keep getting to these lines. I'm going to keep going. You know what I'm saying? We got quite a bit of callers. I'm going to try to get to everybody tonight. I'm going to my guy, man. I'm going to my guy right now. I'm going to him. This is my guy. 845-845. I'm coming directly to you. All right? I want to get your thoughts on the possibility of the Jets trading for Matt Stafford. How are you feeling about this possibility, my man?
What's good, Joe?
What's going on?
Guy? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, when it comes to Matthew Stafford, I think that, especially when you got Deshaun here, I'm still mad you made a Matthew Stafford video before you made the Deshaun video, my guy. Like, when it comes to Matthew Stafford,
I made a Deshaun video already.
You have Deshaun wanting.
Go ahead.
You made the Deshaun video?
Yes, I did.
My bad. I must have missed it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. I must have been my bad. But when it comes to the whole situation right now in the marketplace with QBs, it's going to be crazy offseason, looks like.
Yeah.
But when it comes to what's available, if there's a possibility to get Deshaun, I'm not looking at no Matthew Stafford. Come on, my guy. Like, it's just, at this point, either I'm looking to get somebody new in the draft, keep Sam, or get the.
1 second, folks. Hold on a second. Blog Talk is tripping. Hold on. Jeez Louise, hold on.
Other pieces that are rookies around Deshaun on top of next year's draft and free agency. When it comes down to that, I feel like with the new culture, with Robert Saleh bringing that fire, you can bring that energy, bringing that poisonous at the head of the table. We got a new DC, our new offensive coordinator, Mike LaFleur, excuse me, and I feel like we'll have a new whole new vibe here in New York. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
I feel like Deshaun probably could take us to the playoffs within the first year. And who knows? I think he'll be the first person to take us into the Super Bowl.
Wait. Hold on a second. I hear what you're saying, but how much are you giving up for Deshaun, though?
Like I said, whatever. I wouldn't say whatever it takes. I'll say whatever picks it takes. Because I don't want to give up to anybody like Quentin Williams.
Okay, give me.
Or Marcus Mayer.
How about this?
I'm not feeling that.
How about this? Let's do this. 4 first-round picks, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, and a 4th.
All right, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, hold on. It's a lot. This is a generational quarterback. He's ranked 5th in the league. He's 25. You know exactly what he's making. He's made the Pro Bowl 3 times.
I get it.
Are you giving that up?
Completely. But I'm not giving up. I'm giving up four first rounds, but that's it. You're not getting any more picks. If you want all my top 4 picks for the next 2 drafts, that's it. Go take those 4 picks, and I'm taking Deshaun. Matter of fact, if I'm taking Deshaun, I might as well take your second pick too. So you give me the second pick in Deshaun, and I'll give you 4 first-round picks for fair trade. I think 3 first-round picks should get him. Honestly, you pretty much giving up Jamal Adams and a first-rounder. I think that's fair trade.
How is that fair, though?
Should go for 4.
How is that fair? You're equating the value of a box safety to the value of a generational quarterback. How's that fair?
No, you gotta look at it this way. I'm equating a pick, the amount of picks that they can use, the equity. They have nothing to do with Deshaun. The Texans, you guys messed up with Deshaun Watson. That's fine. Just because Joe Douglas was smart enough to package a box safety and get 2 picks, we shouldn't be penalized because of that. Yeah, for us, that's like us giving up a box safety. But Joe Douglas was smart enough to pull that off. Now let's get the 2 picks, attach another first rounder to that, get Deshaun, and the Texans should be happy with that. Have a Coke and a smile, and go fix your franchise in the next 2 years.
But why should they be happy with that? Why should they be happy with that capital though? He's a generational QB. He's ranked number 5 in the league. Right, he's up there with the guys like Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, all those guys, the elite quarterbacks in the league, right? And we all talk about how just ridiculously valued the quarterback position is in the NFL. Why should they take those picks? Especially when, again, once he leaves, they have nothing. They have nothing, and the fan base is going to go crazy.
I feel you, and honestly, they dug their own grave. That's on them to figure out why they're in this position in the first place. But why they should take it, I feel like right now they're in a shitty position.
Watch your cursing. No cursing on my show.
My bad.
Go
That
ahead.
was my fault. But they're in a bad position right now, where when it comes to the organization, and they screwed up. Now, should they be happy about it? No. But guess what? The second pick is one of the most valuable picks in the draft this year, and you can take Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, whoever you want with that pick. So so rather than, or if you want, we can package Sam if you wanted to, give Sam a chance in Texas. So we have a couple of potential ways to go about this. And I'm not saying that they should be happy like they're getting fair value for Deshaun, because they're not, because he's generational. Exactly. But at the end of the day, if you treated and alienated the guy, that's not my problem.
But the question is, hold on, because you said we alienated the guy, but it's not like just simply because he's a malcontent, which I'll use that out. Again, he hasn't come out personally and said that he wants to be traded. He hasn't done that yet. There's been a lot of rumors. There's been a lot of reports from his camp, though, right? Okay. But let's say he's a malcontent. Just because you're a malcontent doesn't mean that your value is like tanks in the floor, right? Because you just talked about it. Jamal Adams was a full-blown malcontent. Does anybody remember that? You can stop me. Correct me when I'm wrong. He literally went on TV and blasted the Jets because they picked up the phone to listen to teams possibly offer trade compensation for him. Remember the whole, hey, the Patriots would never trade Tom Brady. The Rams would never trade Aaron Darnold. I hold myself in that same esteem. He then went on to tell a random fan in a parking lot that he was trying to become a Dallas Cowboy. That was while he was signed to the Jets, right? Then he went on to do a media interview with one of the most hated members of the media, and literally do an interview where he literally told him all the inner workings of the Jets locker room. He blasted our head coach currently at the time. And then he also blasted a lot of teammates as well by saying that they didn't like the head coach. Did he or did he not also call Joe Douglas a liar and say that he had offered him a deal, then he reneged on it? If that's not a malcontent, I don't know what it is. Right? And we still got 2 first-round picks for him. And he's a box safety. So can somebody please tell me how you can get that type of value for a box safety and then you think you can just give up 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, a generational quarterback?
I'll tell you why. Because Joe Douglas is a genius. Joe Douglas figured it out last year. And he's going to figure it out this year. And he's going to hook us up.
Okay. I would let you slide with that one. I will let you slide.
You're smoking crack. Stop.
If he plays hardball with these guys, and he actually, says, hey, this is what we have. He understands the marketplace for what the Miami Dolphins can offer, and he understands that, the max they can offer, he can offer more. If Joe Douglas can play that game, and if it's 4 first-round picks, go for it. Take them. I say, we'll build around him over the next 5 years, and within the next 3 years, I think we'll be in the playoffs consistently. And that's what I want from this team, is consistent playoff berth.
Absolutely.
And then we have Deshaun going up against Josh Allen. I would love to see that over the next 5 years, So, honestly, it's a matter of what Joe Douglas can figure out during the offseason. We got a lot of time. And speaking of malcontent, this is just the beginning of Deshaun Watson, so who knows? Maybe he'll be in a couple of weeks talking to fans in the parking lot, too, saying I'm coming to the Jets. And that's what I'm praying for.
Absolutely. Listen, I got to let you go because I got to get back to the rest of these callers, man. It was great to talk to you tonight. Please call in again next time I have a show.
Good night.
All right, you have a good night.
Absolutely. Take care.
Listen, I'm going to keep getting to these callers, man. Nobody can tell me. Everybody just wants to tell me how great Joe Douglas is and how phenomenal, he is. And listen, I get it. He is a great general manager, but the Houston Texans ain't stupid. They're going to want compensation back in hand. So, hey, I'm going to my guy, Chris. I'm coming directly to you. 904, Chris, I'm coming to you. Give me your thoughts about the possibilities of the Jets trading for Matt Stafford.
First, I want to go ahead and tell all my Jet fans, stand up and give that Jet, baby. 2021, we doing it right this year, baby.
Absolutely, man. You already starting the fire. Give me your thoughts about Deshaun Watson. Would you trade for him, Chris?
All right, I want to answer your first question. Matthew Stafford, I respect and appreciate him. Unfortunately, the other options available right now as far as free quarterbacks, I think he is just not that well of a needed player of his caliber.
Okay.
Yes, he's somebody who's stable, but I just see him as somebody who is more like a little bit better than Rivers or Drew Brees, who's just a little bit more mobile. If you compare him to Deshaun Watson, he's just not as mobile or as well what's the word I'm looking for, to recalibrate when it comes to seeing during a play. Deshaun Watson knows how to readjust better and faster. And just because Stafford's age, I think it's better for him to go to somewhere that has a much more better offensive line already set. Like people said, and ready to win teams.
Absolutely.
Now, Deshaun Watson, this is what, and this is out of respect with people. This is due to respect. I understand you have their business as well as you, but I think what I'm about to say is going to shut everybody up. Because what people need to understand is this. There is a no trade clause.
Yeah.
There is a no trade clause. Even if Deshaun Watson did not want to come to the Jets, that does not mean that the Texans have any right to give him away.
Yeah.
The thing is, people need to realize that Joe Douglas, yes, he is a smart man and he knows how to make good offers, but the thing is, he needs to make one thing very clear to the public, and we need to understand this. It is really Deshaun Watson's choice. With this whole rumor about whether or not he wants to stay, we don't know. We've already heard the thing that he would prefer out of all the teams, if it was an option, is the Jets. Don't come around here thinking we're going to fight for you, because we already got a system, man. Whether you were on the field, whether you were not even an option at this point. So we already had a plan with our head coach, with our GM. So here's the thing. Joe Douglas is going to make a call to the Texans. The Texans are going to hear it out. And Joe Douglas is going to say, this is my offer, and that's it. Then Deshaun Watson is going to talk to his Texans and say, what does the Jets offer? Is that it? I want to go there. Don't give me this, I want Dolphins to offer this, or I want people to fight. Why? Yeah. What did we do to you? It was the Texans that messed you up. Yep. It was their GM, it was their general manager, it was their coach who got you in that situation. Don't be trying to get us to help the people that already messed you up.
Yep, that's a fact. That's a fact. Chris bringing the fire, man. Chris bringing the fire. This is an amazing call. What a great take, and you brought a lot of perspective. But Chris, listen, I got to get back to these lines, man. You had a heck of a call. Thank you for calling in tonight, all right? You have a good night.
Exactly. Trust the process and go Jets. Jets all day.
That's a big fact, man. Listen, I got to get back to these lines. Chris bringing the fire right now. Chris is absolutely bringing the fire. I'm going next to my guy, 862, my old Jet fan. I'm coming directly to you. I'm coming directly to you right now. I want you to give me your thoughts on the possibility of the Jets trading for Matt Stafford. Are you with it, my man?
Actually, yeah.
Well, okay.
The reality is that our greatest. You remember when Vinny Testaverde was the quarterback of the Jets? Mm-hmm. They went to the AFC Championship, and by the way, he was a quarterback that was a retread. Mm-hmm. Matthew Stafford is way better than Vinny Testaverde, and if we would be able to give up the last pick of this year's draft, it would be way better than what we're doing, and we can trade Sam Darnold.
Well, if let's say
maybe
this,
a second or third.
Let's say this: the reports are that the Lions want a first-round pick for him. Are you willing to give up a first-round pick for Matthew Stafford?
Okay. So,
are you willing to give that up? That's the reports. The reports are they want a first-round pick. Are you saying yes?
Well, I would do the lowest round, first round pick.
So the 23rd pick, you give up the 23rd pick.
Draft.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are you?
And then at that point, I would draft Penny Sewell.
Okay. Okay. And what are you doing with Sam Darnold?
Well, at that point, if I decide that we got Sam Darnold, trade him to the Chicago Bears, trade him to anywhere.
Okay.
For a second or third round pick. And then at that point, we would be way better off.
Yeah. Okay.
Because let me emulate the terrain. Vinny Testaverde has been the second best quarterback in New York Jets history. And you can look that up. He threw for more touchdowns, had a great winning percentage. Matthew Stafford is way better quarterback than have been there. We would be able to keep our number 2 pick. I would take Penny Sewell.
Okay.
We would have Mika Becton and Penny Sewell
On the same line.
We would have our second and third and every draft pick there.
Yeah.
And mind you, the Detroit Lions, what's their options?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got
if
some
you
options
really
on the
look at
table.
it.
They got some guys that they can definitely, go after. Again, it really depends on the type of value. I think a first round pick, and again, that's the reports. For us, I'd have to, you look at that situation. You're a 33-year-old quarterback. He's not going to be here for the long haul. That 23rd pick, could go pretty far in the draft, especially when you're looking at the issues that we have on this football team. But I respect that take. But my final question before I let you go, because I got to get back to these lines, is what are your thoughts about Brent Boyer being retained by Robert Saleh and the staff?
Well, that's awesome because I can tell you the Jets special teams have been one of the bright lights of this season.
Yeah. Yeah, it absolutely has.
At the end of the day, if the special teams are working, and think about it this way. Think at about 11 plays a game. We're at 11 plays, and our punter is great. Our field good.
Our field position is good. Yeah.
And at the end of the day, right. And so, people don't ever really think about special teams being important.
Yeah.
But they can turn a game.
Yeah.
So, I'm very into it. And at the end of the day, I'm very happy about retaining continuity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I really do love the idea that we kept them on, and Saley, as coach, saw that. So I'm appreciative of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I got to get back to these callers. I got to get back to these lines. I want to thank you for calling in, my friend. It's always great to speak to you. You have a good night, all right?
You're all right, brother.
All right, thank you. You have a good one. Listen, that's a good old Jets fan right there, all right? This guy knows his stuff. I love talking to him. Now, I'm going to keep getting to these lines. 818-818. I'm coming directly to you, my friend, new caller. Give me your name, where you're from, and what are your thoughts about the possibilities of the Jets trading for Matthew Stafford?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Give me your name, where you're from.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm Jacob. I'm from California. I think I've talked to you before. I was in David's stream last week, and I was the one who said, anyone with a brain.
Oh, yeah.
And I think. Yeah.
What's going on, my man? It's good to hear from you.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. So what are your thoughts about the Jets possibly trading for Stafford?
I'm not a fan of it. I think there's better alternatives, especially if they're asking for a first-round pick. I think I'd rather have Wilson at 2, Fields at 2. I'd rather have Sam Darnold over Matthew Stafford right now because Stafford's at 3. I think it's just his contract is pretty big. It's too much to give up, I think.
Okay. What are your thoughts about the rule changes and the protocols? We all know that there's a league-wide ban on private workouts, facility visits, all kind of things for these pre-draft players. Do you think JD and the rest of the scouting staff is going to be able to make the right pick? Do you trust them?
I do. I think it definitely sucks that we can't fully evaluate everybody because I think, especially for us in number 2, number 1 pick was going to be Trevor Lawrence no matter what happened. Even if he had a horrible combine, I think he's still a lock for number 1. But then for number 2 for us, I think there's probably 3 to 4 different arguments you can make for that pick. You can go Sewell, Devontae Smith, Fields, or Wilson as the 4 real arguments. Even Jamar Chase I could see. So 5, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think Joe Douglas, I trust him to make the right call. I don't think he's going to reach for a quarterback if they really believe in Sam Darnold. I think he's going to trust Robert Saleh in that. And I think he'll make the right call. Either if we go offensive tackle and get Penei Sewell, that's the best offensive tackle in the past decade, supposedly, so that you can't go wrong there, or a top receiver like Smith or Chase. It's going to work out either way. So, yes, I do trust them.
Okay, awesome. Listen, I got to get back to the rest of these lines, man. Thank you again for calling in, Jacob. All right, you have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Listen, Jacob calling in with the fire. We're going to keep getting to these lines. I think this is Val. Is this my guy Val on the line right now? 111. Is this Val on the line?
Yes, sir.
Val. Another one. Another straight savage. Another savage, man. Another savage. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. Listen, Val, you know, we get into these lines, we moving through. Listen, give me your thoughts about the possibility of the Jets trading for Matt Stafford. Is that something you want to see?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Hell no. To the no, no, no.
There you go.
Hell to the no.
There you go, man.
Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Why, Val? Why?
I mean,
he could be a bridge quarterback, man.
I mean,
come on.
listen, man. I mean, what has he done? I mean, everybody keeps saying he's a great quarterback. I don't think he's a great quarterback. I think he's an average quarterback at best.
Whoa.
This man had Megatron, and yeah, man. I mean, listen, you could put up a lot of numbers and stuff, but if you haven't accomplished the stuff that that you did with the talent that you had, I mean, come on, you're an average quarterback. And I feel like the last time we went against the Lions, we blew them out. I mean, I feel like he's not that quarterback for us.
Okay.
I mean, if you really want to put it like that, man.
Okay, look,
and he's 33 years old, and we're looking forward. Okay, we gotta, I know
Okay.
we gotta rush.
Yeah, I respect
definitely
that.
want to touch on the Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, go ahead. That's my last question for you before I let you go. What are your thoughts about trading for Deshaun Watson? I mean, how much are you willing to give up?
Okay, let's go. All right, I think we're putting too much stack on the Houston Texas, like they know what they're doing, because you got to remember their history. They gave up Deshaun Hopkins for basically nothing. So, and on top of that, they're on bad terms with Deshaun Watson right now. So they obviously don't know what they're doing right now. So I would say I would give up 2 or 3 first-round picks and possibly a third and Sam Darnold. And if they don't take that, I'm gonna be like, they could basically kick rocks, man. I mean, the thing is, you could actually do a lot of stuff with that. We're giving you a third round pick in the first round, which is Sam Darnold, and you could do anything with that. You could either keep him or trading him away. So that's their advantage and stuff. I feel like you cannot let Deshaun Watson go to the Dolphins for us. Personally, I understand you saying don't be scared of them and stuff, but my thing is, we dealt with Tom Brady for 2 decades. 2 decades. So, and we see the Bills are looking up. You see the Dolphins, they're starting to look up. And the New England Patriots, we don't know. It's a possibility that they could go back up as well, too, because Belichick, he does know how to draft as well, too. So, we got to take advantage, man.
Okay. Listen, Val, I got to get back to these lines, man. You talking that talk tonight. I want to thank you for calling in, all right? I can't wait to hear from you next time I have a show. You have a good night, my friend.
No problem, man. And we definitely got to stay away from OBJ as well, too.
Okay. I respect it. Man. I respect it. Salute to you. Salute to Val, man. Listen, Val calling in. We're going to keep getting to these lines. I think this is my guy, Mickey. Mickey is on the line right now, I believe. Salute to you, Mickey. Good to hear you, on the line once again. Give me your thoughts about the possibilities of the Jets trading for Stafford.
Yo, Joe, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
I can't wait to be the negative person on the line. A lot of positive calls and everything. I'm glad I can just swoop in and just burst everyone's bubble and just ruin the party. That's what I do best.
Okay, let's do it. So what are you thinking?
So I'm not really feeling this Matt Stafford trade or whatever. I think the last guy said it a little better than I can, but he hasn't really elevated the Detroit Lions since he got drafted first overall. And that's kind of a spot where you draft a quarterback to take your team to the next level. Giving up a first round for a guy that does he have any playoff wins? I don't think he does. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Okay. I'm respecting everybody's take. I think that the Lions have mismanaged that roster quite a bit around him, and he's been able to stabilize him, at least at the quarterback position. He's thrown for a ton of yards, but I respect what the Jets fans are saying. That's their problem. I respect that. I respect that.
That's their problem.
Now, Mickey, this is my final question for you. This is my final question for you before I let you go. Is you look at this situation with the rule changes here in the NFL. There's a lot of changes with the protocols, the way that you have to interact and deal with these guys pre-draft. Do you think that JD and the scouting staff is going to be able to make the right pick, even with all these provisions in place now?
Listen, Joe, I'm going to keep it 100 with you right now.
Talk to me.
Because it's getting late and I'm tired and I got to work tomorrow. Listen, all right? I'm not drinking the same Kool-Aid everyone else is drinking when it comes to Joe Douglas.
Okay.
I know that everyone thinks that he's that guy. He's a genius. He knows more about the draft than Neil does the Matrix and everything. This guy's had one draft here. One or two. Was it two? One or two. All right?
One.
That's not three, okay? This guy's made a couple of good moves or whatever. Listen, I've been in long relationships where my spouse has ruined my life, okay? The next person you find after that horrible relationship, you're like, yo, you're the one. Everything's great with you. You're going to be the one. And they do the same exact thing the last one did. It happens all the time. We're just shell-shocked because we can't do anything right in this league. And we're just like, well, Joe, he knows how to wear a hoodie the right way. And he always has his hat forwards. And, he seems to know what he's doing. So, yeah, I trust Joe completely. He has the keys to my car right now. I'm not trusting anything. I'll believe it when I see it. This guy has another good draft. Maybe I'll start, buying T-shirts with his face on it. But other than that, come on, guys, we can't be so gullible to believe that any guy with a tie is going to help this franchise.
Okay. Listen, Mickey, I want to thank you for calling in. You spoke your mind. Everyone's going to feel how they feel about that. But I respect your realistic take, my man. You have a good night, all right?
Hey, you have a good night. Take it easy.
All right, have a good one. Listen. Mickey calling in with the fire. He says he's not sold. He's not sold at all, okay? And I respect that. I absolutely respect that. So I'm coming, 973, I'm coming to you. I think this is going to be our last caller for the night. 973, I'm coming directly to you.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts about the possibility of the Jets trading for Matt Stafford.
Well, I don't think so that we can pick a 33-year-old guy to be the face of a rebuilding team. Remember, number one, we are in January, and this is a smoke season. And when I say a smoke season, we'll hear a bunch of noises about Deshaun Watson, Matthew Stafford, and we'll go bananas to get our ice cream or the favorite flavor of the month. So we have to be aware of that, number one. Number two, the New York Jets, like I said in my previous call, I guess 2 weeks ago, was that it has a lot of holes. And if you want to mortgage your future with 4 first rounds, man, you are going to, let's say, slow down the rebuild. So if you want a good championship team, you have to get a good good wide receiver, good rush edge, good safety, good cornerback. See, of course, you need a quarterback. But if you want to go to the AFC Championship against the Kansas City Chiefs, you are going to say Kansas City Chiefs against Deshaun Watson, not against the New York Jets. So I'd rather keep Sam Darnold, trade down that number 2. And get a lot of picks and build it through the draft. That's all.
Okay, listen, I respect that take. I got to get back to the rest of these calls, my man. But thank you for calling in. You brought the absolute fire with a very logical take. That's a fact. All right, you have a good night. Yes, listen, this is the final call. I'm going to 817. I'm coming directly to you. Looks like a new caller. Give me your name, where you're from, and really quickly give me your thoughts on the possibility of the Jets trading for Stafford. Is that something you want to see? 817? Yeah, I can hear you. 817?
Oh,
yo, what's going on, Joe?
What's going on?
Up, man? Yo, this is Macau from Arlington.
Oh, what's going on, Macau? Talk to me.
As far as Matthew Stafford,
Yep.
yo, I'm not feeling it. I get it. Yo, I mean, I completely agree with the previous callers. Look, while the Lions might have mismanaged that roster, ultimately, elite quarterback, you got to elevate the team play around you. So, again, I agree. Couldn't get them over the hump, so ultimately, no, it's a no for me, y'all.
Okay. Listen, I respect that, Macau. I got to get back to the rest of these lines. We short on time, but you have a good night, all right? I hope to hear from you next time I have a show.
Fair enough. Be safe.
All right, peace. Macau calling in. Listen, I got to get out of here, guys. We're getting short on time, but again, I want to thank everybody for calling in. Look, I got to shut this show down. It was a heck of a show. Everybody calling in. We even had Mickey call in. I mean, he spoke his mind. You know, a lot of people had takes.
90 seconds.
Everyone feels the way that they feel about the team, man, and it's exciting. But listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well at YoungJ000. That's 3 zeros. Go ahead and follow me. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I am the troll that lives under the bridge, and I have my Darnold jersey on, okay? You can also follow the show's page as well at The Long Beach Joe. I'm also on YouTube as well at Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets. Subscribe to my channel. Turn on your notifications. Thumbs up all of my videos. And if you want to troll me in the comments, troll me in the comments. I love going back and forth with folks in the comments as well. And as always, people, when you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone, okay? Free hugs for everyone. They'll cost you absolutely nothing, especially in this time. Salute to everybody. Thank everybody for calling in. Can't wait to have another show and talk to you folks. You folks have a good one. Peace. 1 second, folks. Whew, that was a hot show. Oh, man. Listen, it was a crazy show. I want to thank everybody for calling in. I got to get out of here soon because my schedule is extremely crazy. I think I only maybe missed out on one or two people. I apologize to those two people, but again, the lines are packed tonight. Please, again, call in 515-602-9639. Again, for the person, I don't remember your name. I wouldn't say it if I did. Let me explain something to y'all. When you call in, I can see you, okay? You're put in a queue. Don't call in and hang up, call in and hang up, call in and hang up. If you do that, you will be then put at the bottom of the queue. All you're doing is putting yourself at the bottom of the queue. If you hold on and wait, believe me, I'll get to you, especially if you call in earlier in the show because you'll be on earlier. Again, the lines open 5 to 10 minutes before the show even starts. So what a lot of people do, if you remember the number that you see right here below me, boop, 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 boop. That number, 515-602-9639. You call in before the show starts, you'll get on early. I try to give everybody time. Not too much time, but I give everybody well enough time to make their points. We argue, we go back and forth. And like I said, I love debate. So I'm definitely going to challenge your points, if I can, if possible, on your different kind of takes. And, hey, we love going back and forth. And again, do not call into my show cursing. I don't like that. I will get you out of here as soon as possible. So I just wanted to, again, put that out there because that person, I don't remember your name, but if I did, I didn't like Jets fans, which I don't like either. Don't say that. I love every single Jet fan, no matter who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, your status. It does not matter to me. I want to talk to every single Jet fan that I possibly can. Every single one. It doesn't matter what your take is or what you're doing, where you're at. So I want to thank everybody for watching me. I want to thank everybody for calling in. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you can follow me, if you hit ! links in the chat, that will bring up my link tree. That has the link to all of my social media. It has the link to all of my YouTube pages. It has the link to everything. Please go down there, subscribe to my YouTube pages, turn on your notifications, follow me across all of my social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? So when I go live, believe me, I tell people hours, damn near a day before I go live that I'm going live. So everybody will know. And the lines, again, will be open 5 to 10 minutes before the show. All the content is there as well. So please go down there, follow me across my social media, follow me across my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications. And again, please thumbs up the stream if you can. It goes a long way. So salute to everybody in the stream, man. Thank everybody. Jets Mess, salute to you. Took, salute to you. Jerry, salute to you. Val, salute to you. Venom G's, Jets FL, salute to you. NY Jets FL. Trevor, salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. Sean Bennett, salute to you. Soulful Crown, salute to you. Salute to everybody, man. That was a part of the stream today. Boycott Activism, salute to you. Salute to everybody that was in here, man. SG, everybody. Macau, everybody that came in and joined, man. It was amazing to talk to you folks. I love going back and forth with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, again, thank everybody. And again, you know what I'm saying? Please, thumbs up the stream if you can. It's greatly appreciated. And I got to get out of here. So I will see you folks on my next stream. For those of y'all that don't know, I also game as well. So we'll probably be doing some of that coming very, very soon. My schedule, gets get better, but I'm telling y'all, I'm coming around. So salute to y'all. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. There's a lot of crazy things going on out here. I need y'all to be safe. All right. So y'all be safe and y'all have a good one. Enjoy your times. And I hope you and your families are good and safe out here. So